How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I'm your host, Faze Crypto, and today we have a very exciting video for you today. I'm pretty excited to be talking about Holochain and a lot of the different things that we've been seeing that have been surfacing regarding Holo and what we can expect. First of all, I think it's good to start off this video, just this interesting thing right here. So hash chain approach under blockchain is data-centric, a single global data set, one shared reality across all nodes, as opposed to Holochain. Agent-centric allows nodes to act independently or in tight coordination only with counterparties, and then share intermediarily evolving data realities that basically come to agreement over time. Bitcoin consumes more than 0.1% of the world's electricity to power less than 0.0001 of the world's money. Since no mining is required with Holochain, no specified processors are needed, making it feasible to run full nodes on low power computers or cell phones. And of course, these are just two of and of course scalability. Even ignoring proof of work, there are serious scalability limits on synchronizing a global ledger across many nodes. And with Holochain, with a shared DHT, the transaction load per node gets lighter as the network grows. And I think these are just a few of the interesting points that I think often go overlooked when it comes to really delving into what Holochain could mean for the future and what could come after blockchain technology, the what and why of Holochain. This is an interesting article right here. Deep dive into Holochain, what some are calling an evolving evolution on blockchain technology operating in parallel to BitTorrent to power fully distributed apps. And of course, this is an interesting article that basically paints an interesting picture. I'll give you an idea of it. Holochain is not blockchain. It's more like get response, or for each agent, which can be published, shared, synchronized, or merged via a BitTorrent like DHT, distributed hash table. This shift to agent centrism rather than data centrism is important. Each application has its own Holochain and each agent has their own chain. Rather than spending an absurd amount of energy to craft a single record of events, Holochain allows people to write anything to their own chain. However, transactions that violate the rules of the application, such as me saying that you will give me all your tokens, won't be programmed by the network. So now it is interesting to see Holochain as it's been sort of making its rounds in the cryptocurrency space. We've got some old articles right here. Decentralized applications are getting ready for Holochain. Holochain Enterprise, Holochain seeks more businesses, applications. And do you know a Holochain, Chainlink? So I mean, the fact of the matter is that while a lot of the world is still getting warmed up to what we can expect to see from the blockchain and all these different things, is there's an entirely different sector that's basically already ready for blockchain to be obsolete and replaced by stuff like Holochain, which is pretty interesting. And we've got this interesting article right here as well. Holo infrastructure and core components. In our first issue, we gave you a map of the major components involved in Holo hosting, then zoomed in on a couple of those components to tell you how things were processing. As promised, here is a status update on some of the other components, and of course Holo fuel undergoing battery of tests, service logs, app ready. Holo hosts and HApp store apps in progress. Holochain admin app in testing. Holochain installer onboarding and design. Holo report, eye candy update, a sneak peek into the LED in action. So I mean, when we get down to it, it's very interesting to see how a lot of these different developments have been taking place in the cryptocurrency world. And of course, we've got another interesting article to show you, before we really get into this video. Bitcoin could establish a new all-time high by 2021. This is an interesting article talking about crypto trader Alec and his team claim that Bitcoin could begin to slowly but consistently make its way up, eventually establishing a new all-time high in the beginning of 2021. Historically does, but I mean, in crypto, we never really know if it's going to repeat itself or not. I mean, you really can't use the past to tell what's going to happen in the future, but of course it is an interesting indicator. And of course, the cryptocurrency enthusiast and massive believer in Bitcoin over centralized financial institutions further added that if BTC truly follows a multi-year cycle boom and bust, the likelihood exists that the world #1 currency has already bottomed. Which is pretty interesting. A lot of people have been speculating whether or not we have seen the bottom yet, but it is a pretty exciting time nonetheless. I mean, Bitcoin being at that 3,965 respectively at the time of making this video, sort of has been bouncing around at that 3,900 mark, having difficulty overcoming the 4,000, but I guess all good things come to those who wait. And then we've got Bitcoin dominance at 50.7%, market cap at 137, and I mean, it is interesting to see something like Holochain. I think really does have a vision for the internet that could, in a lot of ways, reshape the way that people perceive a lot of these technologies and how the internet is going to be functioning in the future. In particular, with a lot of the various different issues that we are basically seeing these old paradigm social media platforms running into, Facebook not excluded, basically Twitter, all these are to a certain extent have their role to play, that we need to pay attention to the fact that Holochain sort of does have that vision of the internet that could really be making a big difference as things continue to move forward. And I think a more peer-to-peer, decentralized vision of the internet is definitely something that we need to be keeping our eye on, or at least anybody who wants to have success in the cryptocurrency space. I mean, I think that the future is clearly decentralized. I'm fully confident in the future of decentralized applications, and man, this is an interesting article as well, sort of relevant to what we've been talking about, how Bitcoin and how blockchain technology could revolutionize the world of publishing. This is an interesting article as well. I'm not going to completely delve into it, but it is pretty self-explanatory if you understand blockchain and what it's going to mean for the future. This is an interesting article as well. The mark of the beast, and cryptocurrency, and it'll hold my Bitcoin. So what will happen when you need an MRI? Someone answered for me. You died, and excruciating death. Actually, they remove them quickly. The machine does. But I mean, this is interesting stuff to see. I mean, it is interesting to see how cryptocurrency and all digital currencies are certainly having their mesh with a lot of these different paradigm shifting elements of the crypto space, and it's certainly something that we're witnessing happening right in front of us. So I mean, I'm definitely excited to see how Holochain is going to be playing a big role in the cryptocurrency sphere overall, seeing how a lot of these different things are going to be making big impact on the way that people perceive actually how these technologies are going to be functioning in the real world. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you guys subscribe, and of course the Twitter is at CryptoTuber. Remember, not your dad. This video is not financial advice. This is a purely educational entertainment video, but when it comes down to it, I am very bullish on what we can expect to see from not only Holochain, but the greater cryptocurrency space at large. I think that it is interesting to see the top performers on any given day and get a good indication of where the future is going as far as what we can expect from these technologies. But all that being said, I think with all these different developments that are taking place now, as far as the infrastructure and all, the way that these things go, par for the course. I mean, cryptocurrency certainly is walk before, crawl before you can walk sort of a space, but at the same time, I'm definitely excited to see where this next generation of technology is going to be taking us. In particular, how these things are going to be shaping up and really making some waves in the space that I think are certainly going to be felt, in the long term as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. So whether you're a Bitcoin advocate or whether you're interested in seeing some of these alts, really kicking ass and taking crypto as things move forward, I think that it is something to be said. I mean, it is an interesting space, and I'm glad we've had this opportunity to make this video and talk about all these different things because they are relevant topics to the cryptocurrency space as they've been developing. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.